It appears that this rejection from our glorious and gracious Majesty the Queen was one of the very final rejections that Prince Harry couldn't take. What are we talking about though? Morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London, and thank you truly for stopping by today. I know we're all busy. It's nice obviously to have your company, but I do appreciate that you do take time out to let me tell you all about the latest breaking news around the world. And as ever, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you think about Harry and Meghan and you peel back some of the layers, you do find out or think, well, what is this about? What were you thinking doing this? I don't know if you heard this particular rumour, but it already centres on the fact of one of the reasons why Harry and Meghan decided to Megxit, if I'm allowed to say that. No doubt be shot down by some of the Sussex squads for those remarks, of course. But really, this truly is the background to this story. As you know, here on the channel, we like to delve in, find out the true version of events. And this is truly what happened. When Harry and Meghan decided that they wanted to move out of Kensington Palace, which, I don't know about you, could you really get a better address? Slap bang in the centre of central London, all of those glorious views. What's to moan about? Well, apparently they wanted somewhere bigger because they were planning to raise a family. Now, as we know, they eventually moved after much renovations, paid for by His Royal Highness Prince Charles, out of Frogmore Cottage. No more than a cottage than you and I. Let me tell you, it's quite a big area. Interesting to note also, though, that they didn't really like Frogmore Cottage. But they then suggested, prior to moving into Frogmore, that they would like to move into Windsor Castle, alongside Her Majesty the Queen. Not quite sure whose idea this was, but if you look at royal protocol, you get invited to move into royal palaces. You don't suggest that you move in. Now, the real reason behind this is this. If anybody was going to be invited to live in Windsor Castle, first off, it would really be His Royal Highness Prince Charles and Camilla. Then, of course, it would be Prince William and Catherine. So I don't really need to say the rest to her, you get the picture. So consequently, of course, by suggesting that they move into Windsor Castle, put them up in the pecking order. And more importantly, of course, it would be very difficult to ask them to move out at some point in the future. So, of course, that really upset the ex-2 royals, and they decided, well, if they couldn't live in Windsor Castle, why should they scrape by in a small cottage? Exit. So, as you know, once again, when you think about this put our gracious Majesty the Queen in a very delicate position because, of course, she couldn't have foreseen what was going to happen. But these were sort of veiled threats, allegedly, presented to her as, well, this is what we'd like, and basically, if we can't get it, then we're off ski. Now, that's what truly happened. Whatever else you read in the papers, that is the true inside story. So sadly, for Harry and Meghan, of course, they didn't get to reign in a castle. So what they're doing now is reigning in California, albeit on a very much smaller scale. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.